Welcome to the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel. If you are new, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Make sure to have that bell clicked on so you can be notified every time I upload a new video or go live. So I was just going through, my Twitter account like I usually do pretty much every single day. And, I came across this article right here that was on the MiamiHerald.com. And, there's a lot of talk with, the whole Roe versus Wade, the abortion, the turnover and everything like that. And I've done a couple of videos about it already from a certain standpoint. But this one right here, I must honestly say, actually caught me by surprise, because I never thought that you would have black men throw their hat in the ring of saying why we should get behind the whole overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I'm here to tell you right now, this is not our fight. If I can come on here and tell black women that this is not their fight, I'm going to come on here and say the same thing when it comes to black men. And let's just combine it at this point. Black people, this is not our fight. It just isn't. So I thought it was interesting that this article right here that was posted on May 12, 2022, I'm recording it on May 13, 2022. It says, a message from black male Florida lawmakers: black men must step up on abortion rights. Now, this is an op-ed. As you can see, it says opinion. This is an op-ed. Now, the people who contributed to this article are right there. It says Chevron Jones, Kevin Chambliss, Daryl Campbell, and Travaris McCurdy. Now, I could not find a picture of them all together. All their pictures are separate. But what I'm going to do is when I make the thumbnail, which is the first thing you'll see for this video, you'll be able to see what each one of them look like. So let me go ahead and get into this article. It says, last week, we learned that the U.S. Supreme Court is likely to overturn Roe versus Wade. While abortion remains legal today, this ruling would have devastating consequences, making abortion care even more harder to access. As Florida legislators, we knew this was coming. Our conservative colleagues clearly and continuously told us all they plan to ban abortion, denying basic human rights to every woman and person who gets pregnant. Let's be real here. The Roe versus Wade thing, while this does affect women across the board, it's mainly affecting PC women. Let's be 100% honest with ourselves here. As black men, we see how they just automatically just spoke like we're supposed to just like do and jump to this thing. This kind of reminds me of that recent video I did about that Courtney J. When I said everything I said about that, they always like to say my body, my choice. But the minute we say something and it's like, oh, it's not a man's place to say anything. And then if we do or we don't, we're not real men or whatever it is that I had said in that video. Y'all remember it. It went up a couple days ago. It says, as black men, we are especially concerned because we believe that abortion is health care, and the lack of access to health care disproportionately affects black women and families. Black women are 3 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women, regardless of socioeconomic status, and black infants are more likely to die than white infants. Too many men see this as a woman's issue, so we stand on the sidelines rather than being active allies involved in the movement for reproductive freedom. Well, here's the thing. Like I said just recently, when men tend to lend their voice to something like this, it's always some kind of stipulation to it why we shouldn't say anything. So we just take that in stride and say, okay, well, you don't want us to say anything. We're not going to say anything, but now you want us to speak up. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword here. It's like literally an endless tug of war battle that no one's going to win. So we just don't say anything. I know I'm not really saying anything. I'm just talking about it because like this just is not clicking for me. It says, we speak as the brothers, sons, husbands, nephews, uncles, and grandsons of the women who are most impacted by the assault of reproductive rights and access, and we unconditionally support black women and all people in making their own choices for their own lives. As black male legislators, we strongly encourage black men to work side by side with the women leading this movement. Okay, so you want us to stand side by side by white women because they're the ones leading it. See, there's a lot of holes in this article that needs, a lot of the puzzle is missing a few pieces. It's incomplete. Let's be real here. It's PC women that are leading this charge and have always been leading this charge when it comes to something like this. Let's, again, be honest with ourselves here. And it says, we will stand with them every step of the way. Well, you can stand with them. I'm going to step aside. While we are concerned for black women, let us be abundantly clear. We believe all people, here it comes, should have the power to control their own bodies. The government doesn't and shouldn't have the right to tell a woman what to do and not to do with her own body. The most important decision a person can make must absolutely not be a decision the government should have any ability to dictate. As black male legislators, we will not remain silent while the Supreme Court or another government body denies equal protection to women and people who can get pregnant. In the days and months to come, we believe we must look beyond the course to secure reproductive freedom. The path forward will need us to focus on state-by-state efforts to elect pro-choice candidates and pass legislation to protect and expand access to abortion care for all. Men for Choice will be right there on the ground, so they have an organization following the leadership of women to do this work. So will we. No person can be free if they don't have the power of control to control their own body, their own reproductive decisions, and their own destiny. This is a conversation about healthcare and about a lack of healthcare. This is about black people having rights taken from them. While women should lead as the most impacted by this fight, men should not be far behind. Well, guess what? They can do their own thing. I know what I'm going to do, and that's stay far away from this. Like I said, this is not my fight. Tangibles, reparations, that's our fight, or at least it should be. Last I checked. Actively supporting what must be our shared right for freedom. And then at the end of the article, it just goes into the images of all the guys. Like I said, I'll put their images up in the thumbnail. All in all, like I said, this black people, this is not our fight. I mean, if you want to go out there and you want to like stand, side by side with whoever, it's your thing. As an adult, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. I know what I'm going to do. And like I said, and that's stand to the side and let them do their thing. I have no dog in this fight. I said that in the other video, and I'm saying it in this one. I have no dog in this fight. And for these 4 black men that y'all see in the thumbnail that I'm talking about in this article, who pretty much all helped contribute to this write-up, this op-ed, I'm glad it's an op-ed because it's not, we don't have to do whatever it is that they're saying in this article, saying that we got to go out there and we have to stand by side. And notice that in this one, they kept saying, let the women lead. Granted, this is more for them, so I can understand why they said that. But they can do whatever it is they want. Let them have at it. I can't put myself or insert myself into this whatsoever. I have no dog in this fight. We don't have a dog in this fight. Never have, really never will. This is a majority, mainly PC woman problem with her PC man. They're the ones really fighting each other with this thing. When you think about it, you have the lawmakers, the PC male lawmakers that's, passing the legislation, and then you have the PC woman that's fighting against it. You have some sprinkles of black women, and I thought it was very interesting that they use this picture right here where you have mainly all PC women surrounded around this one black woman in the front. I mean, talk about trying to prove a point. And that goes back to my narrative of who this is mainly affecting. Who's the majority? Because it's not mainly, she's not the majority who's this is affecting. It's everyone else around her who is being affected. Hence why the majority of them identify as how they choose as far as ethnicity wise. But they made sure to get a picture where the black woman, the solely black woman in the picture, was front and center. And then said a message from black male Florida lawmakers, and that we must step up on abortion rights. We ain't got to step up to shit. See, here you have these guys trying to tell us what we got to do. It's funny to me. It's really funny to me. I want to know what their take is when it comes to, reparations. I would love to know their take on that. Now, that's something that I'll step up for. I'll step up for that. But this, they can have it. And I'll go on to add this before I end this commentary. I truly believe the reason why these four are now speaking out about this whole situation with abortion and saying black men need to do this and need to do that and step up, I believe it's because if they're running for some kind of political office, because it says Florida lawmakers, so they have some ties politically, that's probably why they're trying to garner something, because I don't think they would throw their hat in the ring any other way. So my question to them is, what's in it for you? What are you trying to gain, or what are you going to gain from this, even on a monetary side, by throwing your hat in the ring of something that you do not have a fight or a dog in the fight of? That's what I'd like to know. What's going on behind the scenes? If I lift up the veil and remove the mask, what will I see? Because I truly believe that there's some ulterior motives to why they're doing this. I don't think they're really doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. I could be wrong, but I believe that there's something more to this. And that's my take on it.